News of the bloodshed in Nigeria is all over Italy's newspapers. The headlines ask why an Italian had to die in a raid the country was allowed no say in. Britain has suddenly made itself very unpopular here. Rome only found out about the operation once the men were already dead.
They did not inform or consult with Italy in respect of this forceful action, which could have, and in the end did have, this unfortunate consequence.
Franco Le Molinara and Christopher McManus were kidnapped in Nigeria last May. British special forces, together with Nigerian troops, moved in when information suggested time was fast running out.
Because it was a very quick decision yesterday that we had to make a decision very quickly to go ahead with this operation. We had very limited time. That constrained how much we were able to consult others. So we were able to inform the Italian government as the operation got underway, but not to do more than that.
But the rescue attempt failed and the recriminations have begun.
The British and Americans always do what they want. NATO also works like that.
Sincerely, they were not honest with us. It was something that both countries should have done together to liberate these people. Now what can they say to his family?
Authorisation for the operation came from British Prime Minister David Cameron. Now he has to answer questions over the failed mission and soothe wounded Italian pride. Rory, Challands, Al Jazeera.
Well, for more on this, we can cross live now to Rome and speak to Maurizio Caprara. He's the diplomatic correspondent for the daily newspaper Corriere della Sera. Maurizio, news of this tragedy obviously not being received well in Italy. What's been the reaction there?
Of course. Good afternoon, Salina. The reaction here is negative because it's unusual that the Italian chief of state talks so about a friend government as the British government is for Italy. And he says there is no explanation for the behavior of the British government. And the reason is that as Mario Monti, Italian Prime Minister, wrote yesterday in a note, the delay of the information that Italy had. But maybe it's also possible that in this moment, let me stress just that in these cases, when secret services are involved in a contrast among states, we usually, and also when they do agree, we don't know the truth in the first time since the beginning. So these are running stories with a lot of turns.
I mean, clearly, it's clear the two governments had been holding high-level talks, isn't it, though? It's clear that the two governments had been holding high-level talks, the British authorities and the Italian authorities, since these hostages were taken in May.
Of course, but we had another government until November, and it was the Silvio Berlusconi's government. And there is not a unique channel for this kind of exchange of information. There is a level of secret services, there is a level of diplomacy, there is a level of governments. So what is possible, theoretically, is also possible that both the governments are saying the truth. The problem is to say when and how and to who all the information were given.
Has there been any reaction? We did get a statement from the family of Chris McManus, the British hostage. His family said they believed that everything that could have been done had been done. Has there been any reaction from the family of Franco Le Molinara?
Covering the reaction of the Parliament and of the government, and in Parliament there will be a meeting of the Special Committee about the Secret Services, and there are several statements of MPs that asks Italy to receive explanation from Great Britain. In this moment in Copenhagen, the European foreign ministers are having an informal meeting, and of course I suppose that the Italian foreign minister will ask information to his British colleague. At the same time, this story will have a noisy follow-up in the rest of the days, because the pain is involved, and of course all the voices of the families will be listened.
All right, Maurizio Caprara, the Italian journalist there, thank you, live in Rome.